We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, president, founder, CEO of the Henderson Financial Group. I'm happy to be with you today. I'm riding solo. James T is out. He's got to take care of some business, but he'll be back. He'll be back next week. I think he have another event next week, but that's okay. Sister-in-law Linda, she's also going to be in. I think after the month of June, probably July, she'll be able to join us again. I'll check with her. But today you got me. I'm riding out solo. And y'all know I can talk, and I got a lot of things to share. Today's topic is 10 things you should know. And these are things that people have called me and text me about. And I said, why don't I put them together and just have a show about them and then discuss it? Because if you don't know something, or if you are at a dilemma and you get questions on some certain things, you're not the only one. Oftentimes, when you're thinking something, you're just not alone. There's other people also, millions and millions of people that are thinking the same thing. And that's because we have not had a history, and America doesn't have a history of teaching individuals true financial literacy. How you doing? Good morning, P. Parnell Victor and Mr. and Mrs. Redhead. Good morning. Good morning. Happy to see you all. I was out last week at a top producers conference, and it was all expenses paid. And I like those, man, because they let you bring your wife, your spouse, or any of your significant others. And you get this year they had it in Cabo, Mexico, and it was plush. It was really good. It was about 200 of us that was invited all around the country. And it was about 9 people that looked like me. It was like 9 brothers, man, that from Chicago, New York, Mississippi, Houston, Atlanta, Kansas City. I mean, we're like, hey, happy to see you, because, it's not a whole lot of people of color that are in the financial services business. When I say in the financial services business, I don't mean somebody who works at the bank or someone who works for Primerica, or that's not really financial. That's network marketing. But I'm saying true financial advisors, who fiduciaries, who really is into this stuff and been in it for a while and really like what they do and helping their clients. Those are the financial advisors I'm talking about. I'm not talking about someone who just want to sell you a product and get a commission. I'm talking about people who actually take pride in what they do and do holistic financial planning. So it was about 200 of us, and it was like I said, 9 brothers across the country, and I would say 5 of us normally make the trip. So it was about 4 new faces, and that was such a delight, because we need more people, especially people of color, getting involved. It's not a whole lot of Latinos either, getting in, that's really, really studying. A lot of people, that's not true financial advisors or financial planners. They're in the quick, fast money stuff, because that's a big market. There's a lot of people want to get something for nothing. So that's a big market. People get on social media and tell you how to get rich quick. I've never seen, in my 37 years of being in the investment world, I've never seen a get rich proper plan. I see a lot of get rich schemes, but I've never seen a really good get rich proper business model. Never. It doesn't exist. It's almost like telling you to grow up fast, and you just came out of the womb, and in 5 years you're going to be grown and have a lot of sense. No, it takes time. I mean, I'm 64 years old right now. In September, next 3 months or so, I'll be 65 years old, and I really, really looking forward to that. I'm working out, and I feel really, really, really good. I really do. I'm still no medication. It's knock on wood, no high blood pressure, no cholesterol, none of that. And I really feel good. And I'm not bragging to say that, but I try to pay attention to that. And I try to stay away from 2 places, like I always told you all, the criminal jail, the court system. Try to stay away from that. And also the hospitals, medical. Just try to do what you can do, if you really love yourself, to stay out of those areas. And then just try to read and take care of your mind, body, and soul. And it's because there's so much we don't know about ourselves that we really should be focusing on. And I found that if you focus on me, myself, and I, man, you really don't have a whole lot of time for social media, thinking about nobody else's life, what they're doing, all these culture wars. I still don't understand the culture wars, because I really don't have time to worry about somebody's sexual orientation when I'm still trying to figure out Robert and why do I feel a certain way and fears and trying to motivate myself to do things when I don't feel like doing it. And that's big in itself. You know, if each of us paid more attention to what we need to do, you know, mostly all of us need to lose some more pounds, you know. I mean, we focus on that and focus on discipline and commitment, because you really can't really achieve anything in this world worthwhile without being able to focus and master, at least try to master and work on discipline and commitment. You could do things for a little, you know, a week or two or whatever, but being committed to it and really being disciplined, that's tough. So that's why I don't understand this whole thing about, you know, it's cultural wars, this and that, and picking on other people. Why are we picking on other people what they do? It's too much for you to deal with yourself, to learn all you need to learn about yourself. And that's enough. Hey, you doing? So it's my daughter-in-law, Shay. How you doing there, Shay? Good morning. Good morning, Dolores Moore. Good morning, social media. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. I'm Robert Henderson, as I say. I'm a certified financial planner, certified tax coach. I'm also the president, CEO, and founder of the Henderson Financial Group. We also have an insurance arm, and we also have a real estate arm that I'm very proud of also. And then we do total financial services. I'm the type of person that really like to break it down to you like a 6-year-old. I really am, because I talk about a lot of things that I did not know, and it wasn't easily given to me. I had to seek all of this stuff. And people ask me to go talk to a high school or whatever and tell them about, you know, how I got to where I am right now. I said, listen, if you want me to really tell them the truth, I'm going to tell them the truth. I actually didn't like school at all. I thought it was boring and a waste of time. I really did. And let me be clear about that. So in case any youngsters are listening, I really did like the organization of having a group of people that I saw every day. My friends, the boys, the girls. I loved to play sport. I played every sport: baseball, football, basketball. It kept me really busy. The only classes that I really liked was mathematics, and I liked to draw. And I liked math because I was interested. I knew I wanted to have money, so I knew I needed to know how to count. That's what I really, really liked, math. And I really, really liked drawing in terms of creating. And I went to school from the 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, first year in college, second year in college. I studied design, architectural design, because I wanted to build buildings. I wanted to create something from nothing. And that's how I kind of segue into doing financial planning, creating something out of nothing, so to speak. And that's when I look at a plan, your situation, I can say, okay, this is how it looks now, but this is how it's going to look later if we follow certain strategies and take certain steps. And like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, I've never seen any get rich quick business models. I've seen a lot of get rich quick schemes that, you know, have you buy all these books and listen to these tapes and they take your money, because all of us that have reached a certain plateau, have a certain level, knows that it took time. It really did. It took time. I've been in this financial services for 37 years, probably 38 years now. And I'm still taking classes. I'm taking classes now. You got to continue to sharpen your iron. It's just not a one and done thing. It takes commitment and it takes discipline. You have to do things and go places and study stuff when you just don't feel like doing it. But it's not really work when you love it. So you too, I mean, you got to find something that you like that makes you feel like that. And also, especially blessed if it could be financially rewarding. You know, that's really good, because my mother called me lazy all my whole childhood life. I thought my name was Lazy. I was just telling someone, I think I cut the grass one time in my life. I think I was about 14 years old and I was out there cutting the grass. I was really intrigued by it until the blade hit something and popped up and hit me. And I was like, that's it, you know? So I knew that I wasn't a handyman. So I had to really use my mind. And I always been intrigued when I heard that the average human only use less than 10% of our mind. I became interested in that. Because I want to use as much as I can, as much as God has given us to use. So I'm really interested in that. So that's one of the motivational reasons why I continue to grow and learn because I'm still curious. And you too, you should be curious. Even at my age, I'm still like a kid. I'm curious on how far I can go. I see a lot of people who are 40 years old, 50 years old, it's like they think that it's over for them. It's not over for you. It's your thoughts and whatever you believe. If whatever you believe is absolutely true, so you got to work on your beliefs. And that's something also. Those of you all who are clients of ours, or people who've heard me speak and heard Heisey speak and everybody in my office speak, we're really, really in tune to the universal laws. We do believe in them. Now, those are not man laws. Those are invisible laws. If you don't understand what I mean by universal laws, I invite you to Google them and read up on what, and ask Google, what is universal laws? And these are the laws of order. These laws are way more zenith, I would say, powerful than man laws. Man doesn't really have laws. Man have rules because man can change rules. But laws you cannot change. And a good example of a law is gravity. I don't care who you are, what political party you're in, how rich or poor, whatever it is, black, white. You can't change a real law. You cannot change the law of gravity. Meaning that if you go up on top of a building and you jump off, I don't care who you are, how pretty and beautiful you are, good you can talk. If you go up on the top of a building and you drop off, gravity is going to pull you down to the ground. You can't talk your way out of it, okay? You can't bribe anybody, the judge. It's a law, and it's going to act the way it acts. It's unbreakable. You can't break laws. You only break yourself. Rules, you can break rules. You can pay the judge, the cop was your cousin or whatever, let you buy, you can get the job because you knew somebody, connection. But that's rules. They like to call them laws, but they rules. Laws are just unbreakable, okay? So that's what we believe in. And at the Henderson Financial Group, we really believe in before we can enrich ourselves, we must enrich others. There is a order, so to speak. That's why, people come to me and they talk to me and they like, how much I'm going to charge you? I say, well, I haven't done anything yet. Let me look at your situation and analyze, diagnose it, and then prescribe financial medicine strategy. And then we'll tell you how much it's going to take, how much time I got to put in it, and what are the fees or the cost is going to be associated with this. And that's how we work. I had one guy call and say, hey, I want your services. How much you going to charge me to help me do all this? I'm saying, I don't know. It's like you going to the doctor saying, hey, doctor, my chest hurt. Tell me how much you're going to charge me before you analyze and diagnose and tell me what's the right thing to do. I don't know. You got to take x-rays. You got to get an MRI. I got to look at it first to stop your pain. And it's the same lineup as what we do. When you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the top 10 things, if I can say top 10 subjects that I want to talk about, because these are subjects that people have called me often, more than once, and they've asked me about. So I want to share them with you, and then we want to talk about it. When I talk about things, I want you to think about it with your cup of tea or coffee, whatever. This is my green tea. I usually have peppermint tea, but I don't know, we were out of it. Somebody didn't order it, so I get some hot green tea. That's pretty good. That's some good stuff. Got all kind of health benefits too. Hot green tea in the morning. Okay, I'm ready. All right, the first one. Let me run them down. We're going to talk about withdrawal or loan requests, real estate, flip it or hold it, reverse mortgage, the fee versus the tax-free money, investment plan versus retirement planning, tax preparation versus tax planning, defer it or pay it now, homeowner insurance, replacement value or market value, rich, what's better to be rich or wealthy? Should I get a will or should I get a trust? Life insurance, should I buy term insurance and invest the rest or have cash value? All right, that's what we're gonna cover those over the next, I'll say next 45 minutes. All right. So I got a call, and I often get calls from people that say they need some money and they got a life insurance policy and it has some cash value, and they want to know, should they just withdraw the money or take a loan? Now, we got a call from an insurance company the other day, and the insurance company said one of your clients called up and their IUL, they said they need some money and they want to withdraw some money. And we know, Henderson, you guys don't roll like that because you have your best interest of your clients. And the insurance company said, well, before we do this, we just want to run it by you to let you know that she called us instead of calling you, and she called directly to the insurance company. So I had Tavares call her. And Tavares says, hey, we just got notice that the insurance company say you need to take a withdrawal from your cash value life insurance. She said, yeah, that's right. Then my husband got to take care of some things. I want to take a withdrawal. And Tavares said, well, that's not the way we do it. That's not the most smartest way to do it. Because you always want to ask a question, how can I do what I want to do in a better way? You know, how I want to be able to do or accomplish what I need to accomplish in the best way. That should be everybody's question. And don't lean on your own understanding because you don't know everything. I'm telling you, you don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. You got to research and development. You got to ask questions. You know, you're not an oracle. So it's a lot of things that you don't know. So don't do that to yourself. Say, first, before I make this move, let me call the Henderson Financial Group and say, what's the best way to do it? We love those kind of questions. Okay. So this lady said, no, I want to take a withdrawal. We got to do some home improvements. We got to do some things. So he explained it to her. And she said, let me call my husband and ask my cousin. So then Tavares said, well, let me explain to you the difference. If you take a withdrawal, that means that you are withdrawing money from your life insurance policy, which is a taxable event. Terminology. People in the financial industry, these companies, right along with the hospitals, right along with the legal system, they just bombard layperson, people who are not in the industry, with all these different terminologies. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. That really, really, really counts. You know, this particular wording, you have to word in order to get what you want. Now, to you, the average lay person, withdraw, you just want, give me the money. That's basically what you're saying. But if you say, I want to take out some money or withdraw some money, that is a taxable event. You're going to get taxes. You got to deal with the IRS. And you don't want to deal with them critters, okay? Because that's like dealing with the mob, worse than the mob, okay? It's better if you say you want to loan. And let me tell you the difference. So let's just say you have $30,000 cash in the life insurance policy. If you withdraw $20,000 from a $30,000 life insurance policy, that means you have $30,000, you withdraw 20, it's going to leave you with $10,000 in the policy. Now you have your $20,000 to go do whatever you want to. That's a withdrawal, which is a taxable event. Okay. So why would you want to? So why are we telling you to say you want to borrow, you want a loan? First of all, you got to understand the U.S. tax code. A lot of rich people, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, a lot of wealthy people, they understand how taxes and who pays the taxes. And most of you all pay the taxes, not the 1% or the 5% who make a whole lot more money than you are. Most of the people who make less money pay all the taxes, and because they don't understand the terminology, they don't understand the tax code, and no one is trying to help you understand. And you're too busy watching Netflix and keeping up with the sporting event to pay attention to that, because it is, the way they break it down to you is so boring. It's like watching paint dry. So it takes your attention away. And they put it in books that have no pictures in it. It is by design for you to shy away from the most important things that you need to carry on your life, understanding money. And that's why I talked about this show. So when you say you want to borrow, let's go back to the same example. So you got $30,000 inside of your insurance policy. You need $20,000. If you say you want to borrow, they don't touch your $30,000. The insurance company says, oh, you have $30,000 in your cash value that's growing, and it's growing tax-free. You need $20,000? Oh, what we'll do, if you borrowed it, we'll use your $30,000 as collateral, but you don't have to touch your $30,000. Therefore, it's not a taxable event. The insurance company will go into their general account and they will lend you the money against your money as collateral. So your money, your $30,000, is not even touched. On the ledger, it looks good. It's like there was no withdrawal. It wasn't a withdrawal because you didn't withdraw. You use it as collateral, and the insurance company gave you the $20,000 the next day. Your $30,000 is still intact. Your life insurance, everything is still beautiful, untouched. That's why it's not a taxable event. Y'all get that? That's how slick they are. That's the terms and words they use to defeat you that you don't know, because, like I said, the way they break it down to you and teach you, it's not the way I'm teaching you. Different, and you can feel it, you can see it. It's simple. Then now it's become more clearer to you. Now, if you didn't understand what I just said, remember we're on Facebook and YouTube, so you can play it back 1,000 times until you get it. If you still don't get it, all you gotta do is call 305-825-1444. Call the office and we'll break it down to you like a 6-year-old. So after we told her, she said, "Oh my God, thank you." But she shot the gun. She instead of calling us, she figured, hey, I guess maybe she feel like she wanted to call us or whatever. Hey, she knew what she was doing. She called the insurance company and she used the wrong code, the wrong word. I want to withdraw some money. And them little people that work at the insurance company, they work, them clerical people, they 9 to 5. They ready to go home, waiting for Friday. They're living for the weekend. They say, okay, you want to withdraw? Here's the withdrawal paper. That's it. But since this company know how we roll, the Henderson Finance Group, and how we try to, really, we're up on our clients, that person said, let me call Henderson and tell them that they have one of these clients that don't know really what they're doing. They request to withdraw. And we caught it. So I wanted to share that with you all so you can understand the difference between withdraw and borrow. See, borrow, we have been conditioned that saying borrow is like going into debt. No, you know, like I borrowed this T-shirt from my closet today. If I would have borrowed it from you, it'd have been a problem. I probably had to pay you something or whatever. But when you borrow it from yourself, it's not a problem because you're gonna wash it and put it back in the closet. But you don't lose anything. You don't have to return anything to somebody else. So in the U.S., the U.S. tax code says that income taxes are based on earned income. So Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, a lot of people who makes a lot of money, what they do is they have assets, and their assets continue to grow, whether they have stocks, whether they have insurance policies, whether they have real estate. You notice if you have a piece of real estate property or your home and you want to get a loan off of it, if you use the house as collateral, but a bank will give you a loan, that's not a taxable event. If you refinance your house, it's called borrowing. It's a B. It's not a taxable event. So what the rich have figured out, they go, oh man, we don't really care about salaries. If we can just take our money and buy assets that's going to grow, and then when we need money, we just beat with the B. We just borrow against it because they're our asset. We're not borrow against anybody else's asset. We borrow against our own stuff. Now we can get money every year to live off, and we never pay income taxes, and our assets continue to grow. Imagine you have money in Microsoft or Apple, and the values keep going up. And now all of a sudden you need $200,000 a year to live in, but you got $2 million in those assets. You don't have to withdraw them. You don't have to sell the assets. You just borrow against them. And you never have to pay taxes. That's a non-tax. You living for the rest of your life tax-free. That's how they do it. But they don't teach us this, because they taught us this, then who's going to pay the taxes? They need some chumps paying the taxes. They need some people who don't even know that they don't even know how to do it, paying the taxes. They need some people who don't seek out the Henderson Financial Group or don't talk to people who are going to break it down to them. And it's a lot of y'all. A lot of people figure they can figure this thing out on their own. You can't, because they forever changing the laws and the rules. Why do you think I've been doing this 37 years and done it every week? I got to take courses in class because they keep moving. That's so you won't catch up with them. And like I say, they put it in books and they put it in documents that are boring reads. I've gotten so used to boring stuff. I know when it's boring, when there's no pictures and it's thick and it's a lot of pages, that's what the goal is, because they try to keep it hidden. You, on the other hand, you like flavor. You want to watch the game, you want to party, you want to have a good time on the weekend. So that's why you lose out. But that's okay. But if you hook up with the Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444, we'll do the work for you, because we're geeks like that and we love it. Okay, how you doing, Mr. Joseph Carroll? Hey, Denise Ward, powerful, right? And good, Denise, ain't that powerful stuff, man? That's the way it works. I'm not telling you all no lie. I live this stuff. My mother was a janitor. My father was a drunk. I had to get it out the dirt. I figure I wasn't getting no inheritance. I got to do it. I got to act, seek, and knock. And remember, I say you cannot accomplish anything. I don't care whatever you want to be. In order to be good at something, man, you got to put the time in it. You got to have that commitment, and you also got to have that discipline. If you want to lose weight, you got to have that commitment, and you got to have that discipline. I don't care what it is. If you want to have a long marriage, you got to have that commitment, and you got to have the discipline. You can't accomplish nothing without commitment and discipline. You worried about finding this out, man, you got to have the foundation taken care of first. And that is commitment and discipline, being able to stick to it. If you say you're not going to eat bread for the next 30 days, you got to not eat bread or carbs for the next 30 days. You got to just do it. You got to be the man, be the woman, be the master of self. How you going to really get all you can get if you can't master yourself? And you're the boss of yourself. You can't even fire yourself. So you got to work on these. This is the foundations, okay? All right, so I told you it was 10 things, and y'all know I can talk all day. Now I don't want to run out of time because I want to get to all 10 things, okay? How you doing, Miss Anna Dupree? My Antonio and my daughter Jasmine is loving that class, man. And my nephew, he'll be starting the Miss Dupree is over with Urban Craft Academy. Fantastic organization. I can't say enough about it. All of us should be donating to that organization. I'm gonna have them come on again, but they got a summer camp, man. They got a summer camp from 13-year-olds to 17-year-olds. They're teaching these kids how to build. They're teaching these kids how to build condominiums. What goes into it, so to speak. I mean, you can't learn over the summer, and they paying them $50 a week. And they give them a t-shirt, they give them lunch, they give them breakfast, 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I mean, they focus. It's like a trade. They're teaching them how do you build bridges? What goes into building a bridge? That's something that I wish I want to take that class. They're teaching you how structural and how to build all these high rises and what goes into it, the foundation and stuff. Really good stuff, man. So if you guys want to know more about it, I don't know if it's too late because I think it starts Monday. But I don't know if it's too late if the classes are full. Miss Dupree, let us know or put the telephone number. You all should even know about Urban Craft Academy. I'm telling you, you should know about what they're doing and how to get involved. Because I listen, I don't mean to digress, but I needed someone I bought another townhouse, and I wanted to get the bathroom redone. And usually I go get somebody that don't look like me, that they go ahead and they do a good job, But this guy came from Urban Craft Academy. Man, let me tell you something. This guy, I told him, I said, listen, brother, I want you to put all porcelain tile in the living room and all in the bathroom. And I want you to take the tub out and make a shower. I want you to do all that. And I said, listen, I don't want the lines got to line up. Can't be one up here and one up there. I said, can't be no homeboy style. This thing got to look good. Now, when that brother when he completed that, it looked like it was a hotel. I was so impressed. My wife, who don't play the radio, Natalie, who is thrifty. She don't buy nothing unless it's on sale with 3 tags on it, okay? Maybe 4 pink tags on it, right? But she is, oh my God, she's like Officer Inspector Payne. She just rub it and see if it's good. She was impressed. It was good stuff. You need to know these people. So if you need plumbing, if you need things that deal with building, call Urban Craft Academy. Anyway, so Mr. Dupree, you might want to put that number in the post so people can know about it. I donate to this organization, and this is an organization I love to donate to. I look forward to donating and helping out. I mean, I feel really good because I know they are really giving back. Okay, all right. Islam, good morning. Damien, good morning. Joseph, good morning. Hey, Denise, this really is some powerful stuff, and I am really glad that you are. And then you told some of your family members to get involved so you can learn this stuff, because I tell y'all about stuff, man, that I didn't know about, and there's not a lot of people walking around going to tell you. I'm the type of person that in the Wizard of Oz, I went down the Yellowbook Road and found out that Oz in Emerald City was a hoax, and it was a little man behind the curtain. I would have came out there, hey y'all, the struggle, they lying. They lying. Them little flying monkeys. I'm the type of person that's going to tell. A lot of people don't tell you exactly what you got to deal with. I am the type of person that did. Maybe because I didn't grow up with a father and I'm taking myself on being a father with my clients, and definitely with my children and the people that surround me. And I love to give. Okay, so let's get. So we talked about the concept between withdrawing that verbal, how you speak the language, doing things in a certain way, or if you want to say, I want to borrow. Remember, borrow. B. That's how the rich get rich. They put their money in assets that are going to grow, and instead of selling the assets, they borrow against the assets, and then they get the cash. But the assets continue to grow. You could do that with real estate. You could do that with stocks. We certainly do it with life insurance. You know what I mean? And you want to have an asset, but you got to have an asset that's growing. You can't borrow against a car unless you hock your wheel. So, but a lot of people just car. You know, you mean that's showing off, looking good, making you feel good. That's ego, but it's not really building your wealth. Okay, taking care of yourself. All right, so that's number one. I'm just on number one. Let's go to real estate. Real estate is number two. Flipping property or holding on to property for at least a year. Okay, so now I'm never impressed with somebody who says they flip houses. That anytime someone says, Henderson, I make my money by flipping houses. Hey, like I said before, this is a green tea, so don't get it twisted now. I usually have peppermint tea, but we ran out in the office. I got to get on them in the office about keeping that peppermint tea going. But this is green tea. This is good. Well, it's different, right? Yeah. Man, Mr. Dupree put the whole computer language in there. Wow, man, what do you do with that? You just copy that, Mr. Dupree, and then put that into your link and just link on, or just click on the link or something. That's some good stuff. Put the telephone number in there so people will understand that one too. All right. And I love y'all over there. Okay. So anytime I hear people that say they flip houses, they want to just flip houses, I'm never impressed. Let me tell you why. When you put all that time, you find a piece of property, you refurbish it, you paint it, you put your hard-earned money in it. You bought it, let's say, for $150,000. Now you sold it for $300,000. You made $150,000 and you did it in 3 months. I mean, you feel really good about that. The problem is on the back end, when you get ready to do your income taxes, Uncle Sam gonna tax you on that whole $150,000 profit. They really are. But your cost basis is $150,000. Okay, I know you had to put some money into it, but whatever profit that you made, it's going to be 100% taxable. Because anytime you do it quick, I tell you, man, the quick and the dead. Doing things quick, man. Suckers go for quick stuff. Anytime somebody tell me some quick, fast, hurry, it takes time. You know, you can introduce something to you quick, but but in order to be good at it, it takes time. Yeah, none of y'all can name anything that y'all learned quick and did it quick and it was fine and stood up against time. No, it's got to be deeply rooted. It takes time. I'm as good as I am from a lot of mistakes, a lot of trial, a lot of errors. I felt so much failure. You listen, you find me someone who's never failed at anything. I'll show you someone who's never tried. Because if you have really accomplished any goal, anybody from LeBron James to Muhammad Ali's dead, but anyone who has accomplished, I remember reading Stephen Jobs, a creative Apple, said how many times he failed. You know, I mean, if you think about it, you can't do anything for the first time to perfection. That's why they call it, get good, better, best. Getting better at it. You can't. It's nothing. Think about your own life. Have you ever done anything for the first time and you just automatically good at it? No, it takes time. You got better. You made that cake the first time you made a cake. It was kind of lopsided. It was kind of lumpy. But then now you know how you made a mistake. So then you got to go in and you got to redo it. That's everything, man. That's just how it is. So that's why it's not quick and hairy. You could be induced to it, but you're going to get better. You the first time you kissed a girl or boy, it wasn't the best way. You didn't know what you was doing. Your mouth was just wide open. You know what I mean? You didn't know. Think about it. You just didn't know what you was doing. I mean, I certainly didn't know what I was doing. Now, girls had to show me. Like, what do I do with this? I just wanted to play sports. Girl had to. Okay, let me digress. Okay, so flipping. I don't like flipping because now after all that work that you've done to try to hurry up and get it done, Uncle Sam is sitting there with his hand out. And if you don't pay him this year and you don't pay him next year, every year you don't pay them, they're gonna charge you interest and penalty and failure to file. And they're just like, you don't think you're not even in the same country. It's crazy. Do you know if you buy a property for $150 and you fix it up, you hold it for just 12 months and a day, the taxes is not 100% taxes. You can only pay 15% taxes. If you buy it for $150,000 and you fix it up and you sell it for $300,000 in that same year, 100% of it is taxable. 100% of the gain is taxable. So let's say you make $75,000 on your regular job. Now you just made another $150,000, leaving $100,000 flipping property. That now you got to pay tax on the $75,000 of your regular income, and you got to pay that. You got to join that $100,000 to your $75,000. Now you got to pay tax on $175,000 to put you in a much higher tax bracket. 30-40% depends on where you live. Could be 50% if you're in California. And you all that work for nothing. And you got to give it to Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, government don't make nothing. They tax us. That's why the rich invest in assets and borrow the money out so they won't have income. So they'll have non-taxable income. That's why they put so much in cash value life insurance, because you can take it out when you want to. Not take it out. You can borrow against it when you want to, and the money's still there. That's some good stuff, man. Okay, Mr. Pre, that's some good stuff. Now, a lay person like me can understand that. Love you. All right. Okay, so flipping, don't get excited about flipping, because it's a different deal when you get ready to collect the money. It's not what you make, it's what you get to keep. It's not what you earn, it's what you take home. The flippers don't take home that big profit. They can take it home, but the watcher don't get you the rent to will. Uncle Sam gonna say you 100% of it is taxable. If you kept it for 12 months, 15% of it's taxable. Okay, that's some good stuff. It's really, really, really good stuff. Okay, it's not always what you do, it's how you doing things in a certain way. Okay. So don't be trying to flip things. Just keep it for. That's why I like holding stuff for 12 months. And if you think about it, everything goes from grape wine to if you're a cigar smoker. Remember the old cigarette? There's a 1930 cigarette. I'm not cigarette. Cigar. Or if you get the 1880, liquor or whatever. It has to be fermented. It has to take a long time. And they said the longer it is to wait to do it, the better it is. It's just like the scripture tells you about, having a tree that's deeply rooted. So when a wind blows, a hurricane comes, it don't break. It may bend or whatever, but it don't come unrooted because it's so deeply rooted. That takes time. So anything you do, it takes time that's going to be good and solid. You just got to be able to hold up. It can't be flimsy and just crumble like a cheap suit, a piece of paper, like some of these kids do. They want to be so smart, but as soon as something come up, they just start getting the corner and just break down, Okay. Islam, mouth wide open. You can relate, huh? You better glad I know you, Islam. You and Mike. Okay, so that's number 2. So first we talked about withdrawal versus borrowing, which is good. Second one, real estate. Don't get out of that flipping stuff, man. Because you wind up having less money and you want the money, so you want to hold it for at least 12 months in a day. Now, reverse mortgage, this new reverse mortgage. Reverse mortgage that we've been talking about is the new reverse mortgage. It's not that old one. It's the new one, new improvement. It's amazing. Matter of fact, we do it now at the Henderson Financial Group. Now, the problem that people, I'm gonna give you some real case studies. So here's a lady who retired and she's on fixed income. And we show her how to use her wealth in the walls in her house without going through a predator loan or going to a bank and showing financial statements and doing all that paperwork. We said the new improved housing wealth strategy. They took a key from the old reverse mortgage and they improved it. It's like having a 1997 when you had a cell phone. The cell phone, only thing you could do with a cell phone in 1997 is receive calls and make calls. but it's still called a cell phone. Now, here, fast forward in 2023, the same cell phone, yeah, you still can make calls and receive calls, but now you can also take pictures. You can also look at your email. You can also watch a movie. You can also do your banking. You can also take a course and learn. You can also play games on this same cell phone. So when I say reverse mortgage, I'm not talking about the reverse mortgage of the old. I'm talking about the new reverse mortgage. There's a lot of strategy. If you call our office, we're going to tell you about it. It's some really, really good stuff. I mean, really good stuff. And the older you are, the more money that you can get. So here's this lady. Say, listen, here's $300,000 that you can get, and you can take care. You can refurbish your home. You can buy some investment properties, whatever you want to do. You keep your home. And she said, how much is it going to cost? I say, it's going to cost you about $25,000. The lady said, no, she don't want to do it. I said, hold on. They're going to give you $300,000. And the fee and all the preparation, all what they have to do is $25,000. You worried about the $25,000? And guess what? The $25,000 ain't coming out of your pocket. They getting that out the walls too. They'll give you $300,000. You keep your house. House is valued at $700,000. I say you're gonna give you $300,000 where you can do some investments, have more cash flow coming in on your fixed income. Keep your house, sell your house, do whatever you want to do. You cannot lose your house. Okay. All you gotta do is pay the property taxes and pay the homeowners insurance in case a hurricane or something blow it down. And she said, how much you gonna give me? I say $300,000. You don't need no credit. You don't need no financial statements. They ain't asking how much money you have in the bank. You ain't got to qualify. The only qualification that you have to have, you got to be a sound mind. You can't have dementia because you can't sign the document. You got to at least be coherent knowing what you're doing. But they're going to give you $300,000. You can go to the casino, go buy some more real estate, make more money, and you still keep your property. And she says, I don't want them getting $25,000. I said, well, apparently you don't want them getting $25,000. You don't want to get $300,000. Does that make a lot of sense? Sometimes you got to step back and say, what are you doing? What am I doing? A lot of people pay off and rush to put money inside the walls. Pay off. When you pay off and put money or put extra money inside of a home, they don't lower your monthly payment. They don't give you nothing. They don't lower your interest rate. As a matter of fact, when you put more money and hurry up and paying it off, the property value don't even change. It don't go up. Remember, property values, home prices increase based on the appraised value of the area. That's it. Not what you doing, putting more money. You're putting money in a black hole. You hurrying up and you done paid off this property and it's stuck in the walls and you can't use it. So here's a government program that say, hey, without you having a job, without you having credit, only thing you got to do is prove that it's your house and it's not fraud and you really own the house. Then they're going to give you $300,000. You don't want $300,000, take $100,000. But this lady don't want to pay nothing. Now that's a poverty conscience. And guess what? The money not coming out of her pocket. They say, what do you want? We can give you $300,000 out of this $700,000 house. And then we're going, for our troubles and what we're doing, fee going to be $25,000. Oh no, I don't want to give you. So you don't want to give up $25,000 to get $300,000? What kind of cockamamie thinking is that? What kind of math is that? So I want you all to understand there's a cost to everything. You can't even get to heaven without dying. You think you got to do something. You can't get to heaven if you believe in heaven. You got to stop doing sin. You got to stop committing adultery. You got to stop doing stealing. You got to stop robbing. I mean, if you want to get to heaven, it's always a trade-off. How can you be an adult and not know that by now? There's a trade-off. You got to have, remember, discipline and commitment in everything you do. Discipline and commitment. You gonna try to get something from nothing? No, that's not even universal law. The grass can't even turn green without it getting some water. You think grass turn green, just turn green. Don't give me no water. No, you got to give me something, grass says. You got to give me some water, fertilize me, then I'm going to turn green. You ain't just going to turn. I'm not going to turn. I'm grass. I ain't just going to turn green, just turn green. Y'all got to give me some. Give me some water, give me some sunlight. That's how life is. It's trade-offs. And it's a grown woman. She need the money, too, because her kitchen cabinets are falling down. She has some old appliance. Her children are grown. They barely making it. They biting off her. And we said, listen, you got all this money in the walls. He'll get 150, 200,000 and live your life now. And she said, well, they're going to take 25,000. I don't want to do it. Okay, next. So I want you all to look at yourself and understand that. What are you doing? Be able to look at yourself outside yourself. Okay, I'm just on number 2. I'm on number 3. That's number 1, number 2, 3. Now, go back and listen to this again because it's on Facebook forever and it's on YouTube forever. So if you didn't get it now, but I'm going to run through these. All right, now, number 4. Millions and millions of people don't understand the difference between an investment plan and a retirement plan. There's a big difference between an investment plan and retirement plan. When you go to those big box Fidelity or Vanguard, that's investment planning. They invest in your money. They ain't even planning. They're just taking your money and they're using your money and they charging you some fee. Even though you think it's free, ain't nothing free. There's a cost to everything. You might not see it, but there's a cost. Somebody paying something. All right, there's a cost. That's how they stay in business. So stop being grown and thinking that you can get something for nothing. That's the one thing. That's a sign of maturity. As soon as you realize there's nothing in the world free, you can't. I just told you can't even get to heaven free. You got to give up something. You got to sacrifice. You got to stop doing all that bad stuff. You want to lose weight. You just can't keep eating. You got to do something. Even if you're taking them little pins and what's Hollywood people taking in them injections, you got to do something. You can't keep doing the same thing. Then you're going to get a different result. You got to change. So it's always something. So investment plan versus retirement plan. Think about this. Investment planning is, okay, I'm getting ready to retire. I got $800,000 that I'm getting from my retirement plan. They will give me a lump sum. And then people tell you just put it some places where it's going to grow. That's not retirement planning. That's still investment planning. Retirement planning is all about income because you're retired. In other words, you're off the rat race. You're off the racetrack. You're retired. Now you got to take this money and say how the money is going to give you cash flow. That's cash flow. That's not trying to take your 800,000 and turn it into and double and trying to turn into 1.6 million. No, that's taking a risk. When you do retirement planning, you want to take less risk. What you want to do is have what you have. Can it work for you? See, retirement planning, when you was putting money in your Social Security for the last 20, 30 years you've been working, and they give you your paycheck and they take out for Social Security. Now you're 62 or 65 years old, you turn on Social Security. That's income every month. That's why they don't give you a lump sum for Social Security. That's why they don't give you a lump sum when you take a pension. They pay you monthly. So retirement planning is monthly payments. That's the monthly payments that's going to last you. You're going to get a certain amount of money for the rest of your life. It's a beautiful thing. As a matter of fact, statistical data shows that people that get cash flow income stream live longer than the people who got to keep checking the stock market and wonder, oh my God, that's a lot of stress. Investment planning is totally different from retirement planning. So know what you're asking for, know what you want. When you retire, you want to just chill out and you want not worry about your money. Okay. All right. Number 5, millions of people get this twisted too. Most people, 95% of people wait to do their income taxes after December 31st, January, February, March, April, and some people go on extension. When you go to your tax person, that's a tax preparer. They're preparing your taxes. That's why they don't save you no money. They're just preparing your taxes. What's the difference between a tax preparer and a tax planner? A tax planner you work with all year long. By the time December 31st, the end of the year, they already know if you have to pay taxes or you don't have to pay taxes. And if it looks like you was going to be paying taxes, then they tell you throughout the year, this is what you need to do to mitigate, to reduce or eliminate that tax liability that you're going to have when you get ready to file your taxes. That's a tax planner. Big difference. 95% of you all wait till y'all get your information from your employer so you can file your taxes. And you go to the tax person, they can't really do a whole lot for you. Now, I'm going to tell you something. if you're paying taxes every year, in other words, on April 15th, if you say, man, I always got to pay. Every year I got to pay 2,000 or 1,500. If you one of them kind of people out here in Facebook land or YouTube land, and you say that you make your tax preparer just telling you, hey, you make too much money. You just make a lot of money. It's what you got to pay. You need to fire that person. You need to get rid of them. You've outgrown them. Anytime every year you got to pay taxes out of your pocket, you got to write a check to IRS. You need to fire that tax preparer. Because it doesn't work like that. You're in the wrong. You've outgrown that person. You got to have someone that says, okay, I see last year you paid $8,000 in taxes. You had to write off to Uncle Sam. You need somebody to say, okay, this year, them suckers ain't gonna get us this time. This year we got a plan for them. So before the year out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna move this around, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So next year, they ain't gonna happen to you. That's who you want on your team. How in the world? People come to me. I remember this guy who has a dentistry, and he says, hey, Henderson, I pay like $90,000 a year every year in my taxes. Who your tax person? A CPA downtown Miami. I said, well, how long you been paying this $90,000 every year? About 10 years. So you don't get Uncle Sam $900,000 over $90,000 a year, and you pay about the same. You say, yeah, I'm used to it. And who is you? You got a CPA? You need to fire that CPA. Because how you going? They're not telling you, hey, I got an idea to help reduce that. They're not even telling you that, and they charging you a fee every year. You pay it. That don't make a lot of sense. So he got with us. Now he gets back $25,000 a year. So, but listen, 10 years went by. He done gave $90,000 a year for 10 years. That's $900,000. He ain't getting back from Uncle Sam. That could have been part of his wealth building. Now, he has sent us 10 different clients. These people don't look like me now. They're like, whoa, black dude with the glasses. Oh, you sharp. I say, because it happened to me. They told me I owe $1.2 million. And I said, oh, Lord. And I had a CPA too. It's a difference between a tax preparer who prepared your taxes and a tax planner. Okay? Big difference. I want y'all to know that. I don't care if you're paying $1,500 or whatever. You need to have a tax plan, not somebody who prepare your taxes. Okay, number 6 here. We're on number 6. Defer or pay now. You know, they have suckered a whole lot of us in these government programs called a 401k, 403b, deferred plans, 457 plans, all this stuff. You know, they can make you want to cry sometimes when you go behind the curtain. And they sell it, and they got all the Wall Street, and they got all the mutual funds, and they're all saying, put your money in that. You know, Donald Trump, you know, this guy, when he was in office, he did a whole lot for big business. He lowered the whole taxes for big business, rich people. And I don't know how them people in rule America are still talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, they can't even relate to nothing Donald Trump. They ain't never been on no plane, let alone a private jet. So Trump did a whole lot, I'm telling you, for tax and business. That's coming to an end. He did it for certain years. And 2026, it's going to be over. And Democrats can't wait to have the taxes back up higher. So now, if taxes are low, especially on business owners, and taxes are low, if right now you can pay taxes, and what the amount that you're going to pay is much less right now for the next 3 years, much less. After that, they're probably going to double. I don't know, they're going to go up a whole lot. The same deal, this is going to cost you more. Why would you not want to just pay taxes now? Why would you want to soften the blow? Why would you want to postpone until later when taxes are much higher? So I know you haven't been taught. That's why I'm telling you this. Would you rather pay taxes on the seed or the harvest? Think about that. The seed is just the seed. Think about planting some corn. The seeds cost less, but then when you plant the corn and you get ready to sell them, the value is much more. You want to pay taxes then on the value, or you want to pay tax on the seed? So when you when you postpone and put money in these retirement plans, you're saying, no, I don't want to pay the taxes now. I want to wait until I have a whole lot of money. And then when I get ready to take the money, I want to pay taxes. I know you didn't know what you was doing. And I know you just kind of followed the crowd. But see, 95% of the people are not rich or wealthy. Only 5% are. And so most people copy their neighbors and what everybody else doing. People, if I tell you a strategy, you're like, well, ain't nobody else told me about it. That's because they're part of the 95% who not rich and wealthy. You want to keep doing what they doing? You want to keep eating that same canned ration stuff, or you want to get some well-prepared stuff? You want a TV dinner, or you want a private chef? Oh, I want a TV dinner. Everybody else got a TV. No. You want a private chef that can prepare food based on your blood type and based on your body type. That's what you want. Because all of us are individual. We all have individual needs. That's what you need. You need a private chef. Henderson Financial Group, we're private chefs. That's what we are, okay? So you don't want to, if you get ready to retire in the next year, 2 years, stop putting all this money into postponing. Just take the money home. And I'd rather for you take that money, so I'm going to pay tax on it. We can buy some real estate. And that'll mitigate and reduce the taxes. Same thing, you know? And there's other tax strategies that are out there that you don't even know that you didn't know about. But putting all of the postponing tax, when have you ever postponed a hickey on your head? You're going to wait until it gets better? It's going to be bigger and bigger. Well, postponing? You all of a sudden they told you got a little bit of early stage of cancer. No, I want to postpone it. Now stage 4. When is ever postponing something fabulous? No. Especially a debt. If you postpone a debt, okay, right now you owe a credit card and you owe $10,000 and they charging you 29%. Oh, you ain't gonna pay it right now. You're gonna postpone it, you're gonna pay it 10 years from now. What do you think the debt gonna be the same? No, it's compounding. It's the same thing with IRS, Jedi mind, all of us. So you got to understand how money works. Stop all that postponing. If you want to know another way to do it, call the Henderson Financial Group. I would say if they're matching, if you got a plan that's matching 5%, 3%, that's what you put in. You put in 3% and they match them. That's it. The rest of your money you take home because you need the cash flow. And you call the Henderson Financial Group. We'll tell you exactly what to do with that extra money. And we'll help you with the tax plan so you won't have to pay taxes. It's a better way. If the watch don't get you, the rent a wheel. Call the Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444. Okay, I got 2 more. No, I got 4 more. Okay, number 7. Homeowners insurance. Okay, so let me tell you something. Homeowners insurance is going up for a lot of people, especially in the state of Florida, man. They oh my God, they're just jacking you up. But listen, the good book, the holy books, the scripture says you got to ask, seek, and knock. If you ask, I'm telling you, you got to ask. You know, most of y'all paying on your credit cards 18, 19, 29%, and you got 700 scores. If you call that company and say, listen, you're charging me 29% and my credit score is 700, I'm going to leave you unless you reduce the interest that you're charging me. They'll do it right there. And you're like, why are you doing it now? Well, you never ask. We teach people how to treat us. That's why the bankers, that's why you put money in banks. They don't give you nothing. You keep putting money in banks. And that's why they don't give you nothing. When your homeowner's insurance bill comes, stop just paying it. Call around and you'll get it reduced, okay? I got a client of mine. He lives on Miami Beach. They sent him his renewal for his homeowner's insurance policy. They said it was $28,000 for the year. It's going to be the new year. A new year, he's got to renew at $28,000 a year. He called me. I said, that's absurd. That's preposterous. We got 3 quotes from 3 different people, had them competing. I thought getting down to $12,700 was good. We find a company that's good, reputable, $10,500. Can you believe that? From $28,000 to $10,500 for that policy for the year. It's a big house on Miami Beach, on the water. From $28,000. I don't care where you live. You gotta ask, seek, and knock. Just because they send you the bill, you just don't pay it. That's why when your property taxes go up and you still have a mortgage, your mortgage payments go up. Your property taxes go up, your mortgage payment go up. Okay, you still owe the same amount to the principal and interest on the mortgage, but all these other things, because a house, when you have a mortgage payment, it has three components. It has the money that you borrow, the principal and interest on that, and then it has homeowners insurance, and then it has the property tax. That's if you escrowed everything to have one payment. All right. But my whole point is what I'm trying to tell you is when you get something in the mail and they tell you got to do this, man, you can't just lay down like a wet dog, man. You got to say, okay, we got to fight this. Let's see what we can do about it. And oftentimes you can do something about it, but you got to ask and seek and knock. You got to be proactive, man. This is your life and it's your money. Okay. All right. Let me see. I'm on number 8 now. I'm coming down here. Okay. Rich or wealthy? What would you rather be? Rich? You know, since we were growing up, man, since we were little kids, rich. Want to be rich. Want to be rich. They're talking about financial literacy. Want to be rich. Man, let me tell you, rich is overrated. Drug dealer friends of mine was rich, but they either dead or in jail now. They ain't got no money. Rich is temporary. Rich is temporary. Just like beauty is temporary. If you marry somebody and that's all they got is their beauty, trust me, that's temporary, because gravity is going to hit everybody. Everybody. Okay? So rich is temporary. It really is. Wealthy is forever. Now, what's the difference between rich? People that won the lotto was rich, but then later on, they say 5 years later, they broke. Okay? Rich is an athlete or entertainer who's the number one at one time, but they hurt his leg. Now he a PE teacher, hanging out at the park and talking a lot of noise at the barbershop. He used to be rich. Now he ain't no more. Rich is temporary. Wealthy is, let me tell you what wealthy is, so you can sort of just cut to the chase so you understand the difference between rich and wealthy. Wealthy is if your overhead expense, before you got to bed, your light bill, your utilities, your mortgage, your car note, whatever you have, your number each month is $5,000. You got to have $5,000 a month. Now, you saved in your investments, bringing you in $7,000 a month without you getting out of bed. So if your fixed overhead is $5,000, but your cash flow from your investments is $7,000, by George, you are wealthy. See, before you got to bed, you don't have to work. You ain't got to do nothing. That's called wealthy. That's what all of our goals should have been since we were kids. How do we position ourselves to be wealthy? Because you could be rich. See, if you got $1 million and you living in Miami, you ain't rich. But if you got $1 million and you living in Tupelo, Mississippi, well, you rich. Because the cost of living, everything is lower. If you're in Panama City or Costa Rica and you got $1 million, you rich. But if you got $1 million and you in Miami, you ain't rich at all. At all. You got to keep working. So it's all relative. But if you're wealthy, I don't care where you at. If your overhead expense is a certain amount of money, but your income coming is another certain, you are wealthy. That's what all of our goals should have been. How do I become wealthy? And wealthy is relative. You know, a person who overhead is $3,000 a month, that's their fixed number they have to have, but they're bringing in $5,000 a month, they're wealthy. That's the big difference. Yeah. How you doing, Heisey? And she's coming here, creeping in here. Yeah. Okay, so that's rich and wealthy. Okay, I'm on number 9. I know I'm over time, but hey, I'm running this thing. Difference between wills and trusts. What? A will and a trust. A will is like, let me tell you what a will is like. A will is like having a can of biscuits that's uncooked. How many of you all say you're gonna have breakfast and you're gonna have some uncooked biscuits and serve them? That's like having a will. Let me tell you what I mean by that. A will is basically a document that summarizes what all of your things and stuff and the amount and who you want to distribute them to when you're gone. That's what a will is. So most attorneys want to do wills because they're simple. They're all computer programs. Put your name in, and they charge you a fee. That's what a will is. But all wills have to go through court system. They have to go through probate. Okay, it costs. You need an attorney when you get a will. Not only to draw it up, but even at death, you got to pay them again. Another attorney, you got to pay another fee. But when you have a trust is everything with a will. It lists all of your things and your assets. It really does. But the only thing is, if once that's listed and you say who you want your assets, your money, your jewelry to go to, that doesn't have to go to court. That doesn't have to go to probate. You don't even need an attorney for one time to draw it up. After that, you don't need nobody. It don't go through probate. There's no money that's continuous. Matter of fact, it can't even be contested. It can't, it's no argument. Who you gonna call? There's no court proceedings with a trust. And trust nowadays, it used to cost $10,000 to do. Now they less than $1,000 to put together now. So you should look into a trust. You don't have to be rich. If you got one house and you want to leave it to your kids and you're not married, you need to have a trust, a living trust. Okay, a living trust. All right. Now, a living trust has a will in it just in case you miss something. It pours over to the trust, and trust supersedes a will. Okay. And then you have something called a living will. That's the medical part of it. But you need to, like I said, if you don't get this once, I want you to go back and get it. All right. All right. All right. So number 10, the last one, life insurance, term versus cash value. When you have term insurance, you're basically saying, hey, I want some insurance in case I die, and I want it to last for 20 years. In 20 years, if I don't die, then I lose all my money and I don't have any life insurance. How come on, that don't make a lot of sense. When I was younger, I did have term. I really, really did. And I had a 10-year policy, $1 million. I had kids. And 10 years went by and I still was alive. I didn't die, and the policy just evaporated. You got to renew it. You renew it, you're 10 years old, and it costs more. So I did another 10 years. And I wasn't sure. Even though I was trying to stay alive, another 10 years went by, and I still was alive, and that evaporated, and boom. And I was 20 years older now. I'm like, holy cow. And I started studying, why do they have cash value life insurance? Why do rich people have cash value life insurance instead of having term? They're smart when they want to get the best stuff. Why they have something that costs more instead of having term and have cost cheap? Because cheap is cheap. There's a reason why it's cheap. Because it doesn't, let me tell you something. If you Google, the payout for term insurance is less than 1%. In other words, everybody that have term insurance company, it only costs them about 1% because most people term out and they drop the plan because they're still alive and the premiums go up. All right. You want to have a cash value insurance. You can't just get them from anyone. Now, if you want to, we deal with the top 5 cash value companies. I like the type of life insurance that give you living benefits, so you can get cash out of it, borrow against it, plus death benefit, plus stroke, heart attack, long-term care, all in one without paying. I like that type of policy. That's the kind that we have at the Henderson Financial Group. I'll tell you about it. You can't just get this from Allstate or State Farm. You gotta. This is private stuff. It's not TV dinner stuff that everybody get the same thing. This is private stuff. It's some good stuff that you need to know about. Call us at 305-825-1444. I feel like I've been talking my whole head off for a little over an hour. Hey, listen, I hope you guys enjoy. Hey, Mario, you finally got that trust. Yeah, I talked to your attorney, and everything's good, man. Anna Dupree just put the website for Urban Craft Academy for the summer camp for your kid between 13 and 17. You should sign up. You should call. It's very important, and it really gets them focused and getting them in a trade, something they can really do. There's unlimited money. When you're a builder, when you know how to build things, you can't get fired. Trust me. You can go to these neighborhoods all over the country and get these shabby, dilapidated homes, and you can refurbish them and make a whole lot of money, and the sky's the limit. Okay? And they won't give you an A or C or D or whatever. You can't, be fired, so to speak. It's something that you know. It's better than playing video games, I'll tell you that. But thank you so much, Anna Dupree. Miss Lily Mae Vickers, thank you. Happy Father's Day. That's right. Father's Day is tomorrow. I got 5 kids. Awesome. 5. 5 grown children. But anyway, happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you want more information about total financial planning, if you want to talk to us about your private situation, call 305 825 1444. Again, I'm Robert Henderson Jr., President, founder of the Henderson Financial Group. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Redhead. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Peace. One love. Gotta go.